Hi there, everyone. Welcome to this session of badges, bits, and digital stickers. You know who I am, and you know why I'm here. You've fallen in the rabbit hole of Bitmojis and started wondering how and where you can use them in work of your own and for students. So today I'm going to talk to you about how to make digital stickers using your Bitmoji. But this will work also for any kind of digital stickers that you want to make. So step one, obviously, is to make sure that you have a Bitmoji. Don't have a Bitmoji yet? Well, on a mobile device, you can download the Bitmoji app and sign up. If you have Snapchat, you can create the Bitmoji through that. Remember to take your time making it look like you. If you're going to use it for school, make sure that you are dressed and act appropriately, because we all know there are a lot of choices in the Bitmoji app, and some of them are much better than others. Also, I had a question. I actually have my Bitmoji signed up with my personal account, but I use it in my professional one, so don't worry about that. You can use it for both. Once you have the Bitmoji account created, if you go into the web store, you can install the Bitmoji extension for Chrome. When you do that, it's up here in the corner, right there. Sorry, not in the corner, in the extension bar. And the nice part about that is when it's installed, you also have access to it in your Gmail, and in your send bar across the bottom is your Bitmoji that you are able to add directly into emails. So that's kind of fun as well. So let's see how we can create some badges and digital stickers using your Bitmoji. I have included a link to my presentation of stickers that I've been working on. This is a work in progress, so there are things all over the place on the side in different ones. I've included some instructions here so that you can follow along with them. And I'm just going to start a new slide presentation and walk you through what it's going to look like. So I'm going to start by going slides.new, because that's a quick way to start any slide presentation. The next thing you want to do is to change the layout so that it's a blank layout. So I'm not going to use any themes at all. I'm going to go over here to layout and go blank. And then I'm going to go down to my page setup, and I'm going to change the page setup so that it is the size of a sticker. So in custom, I'm actually going to make that 2 by 2. And I do that so that if I do want to print out these stickers, then I am able to do that easily. If I were to get some, sticker paper and want to put them on that, but it also keeps it a nice, easy size for when you are adding those stickers into other things. So I'm going to, first of all, create my outline. So I'm just going to use my shape. I'm going to make a circle. If you press and hold your shift button as you draw your circle, you have a perfect circle rather than making an oval. So I'm going to make that right about there. I'm going to make this transparent, and I'm going to make the outside of it, well, let's go black. I'm going to make it nice and thick so that it looks like a nice big round outline around that. You notice that I made the inside of this circle transparent, but I'm also going to change the background of this to be transparent and not a white background. That's going to be important when you download the sticker itself for laying on top of other people's work. So next, let's go check out our Bitmojis. So I'm going to take a look through at some of these Bitmojis. The stars are the ones that I use the most. There are these happy ones that I could, lovey ones. I could use the party ones and check and see what I like from there. I do like to start with ones that don't say anything at all. Ooh, I like that vacation one. And if you want to change the outfits, you need to do that from the app. You can't do it from the extension, okay? So, you know what? I don't really like any of those. Let's go back to the starred ones or ones that I've used before. And I'm going to get, oh, I like this out of office one. So I'm going to click on that. And actually, I'm actually going to click and just drag it over here. I'm going to let it download. I'm going to sort of resize it the way that I want right now. I'm just moving it over here because see this out of office? I don't want that on there. So I'm going to crop that out. So to crop it, I'm going to double tap on it. Double tapping is the short version. You can go up here to the crop image. And I need to grab those little black lines. And I'm going to get as much as I can out of there. Oh, that was pretty good. Now there is a little bit in there, which I may or may not be able to get, depending on how much I can crop this. All right. That will be okay. The other thing I'm going to do is, do you notice it's sort of like a rectangle here, and it's a very visible rectangle? I'm also going to crop this into a circle or an oval, and then that makes it even that much better. Or am I worried about my fingers? If I am, then I can go back into my cropping. And do you see how I can stretch that out a little bit to make sure that my fingers are there? I think I quite like that. And you notice I've been able to get rid of all those letters by doing that as well. So I like that. And if I wanted to, I could put my own letters in there. So letters, and I'm just going to hop over to the ones that I've already done. This one here that I did that says Super Reader, these are all word art letters. And it may seem like a ton of work, but I would say it's a half a ton of work. This is not like the old PowerPoint where you were able to choose the different styles in the word art. You could do banners and you could do round them up and stuff. Google Slides hasn't duplicated that feature yet or created a feature like that. So what I did is I did my own. So I went over here to word art and I'm just going to use the well done. So, but instead of having the whole word well, which I can't shape to a circle, I'm just going to use the W. And when it's the W that I want, I'm going to make it, let's make that orange. And let's make the outside of it kind of a turquoisey blue. And let's go ahead and change the font to something a little more fun. Let's try out that freckle face. Sure. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it the size that I want. That's sure. If I do well at the top, then I can use done on the bottom. So this letter, instead of having to create a new word art every single time, I can use my favorite shortcut, which if you don't know what this one is, you want to get a sticky and you want to put it on your computer right now. It is Control D. Control D is duplicate, and it can be used anywhere. You can use it to duplicate this picture. You can use it to duplicate my circle. I can duplicate my letters. Whatever is in blue, whatever has been selected, when I hit Control D, that's what's going to be duplicated. And in fact, I can duplicate a whole slide if I were to click over here by doing Control D. It duplicates that whole slide, which is something that we use quite often when we're making flip animations using Google Slides. So I'm just going to go here. I want to duplicate that W, and then I'm just going to go tap, tap inside of it, and I'm going to change my letter and hit enter. And then I'm going to duplicate, tap, let's L, enter, and then, oh, sorry, I'm just going to do Control D. And then what I can do is I can move these letters into the place that I want them. I can use this little dot at the top to turn them to see exactly where I want it to go. So I'm going to do that. So it's a half a ton of work because I still have to change each of my letters and place and space them. But at least I didn't have to go through every single time. Insert, word art, change the font, change the color, change the border, all of that kind of stuff. And then I think what I'm going to do is I might even try, oh, I moved that. I might even try and select all of them. So if I hold my shift and select each of these, I'm going to see if I can duplicate the whole word, move it down here. And now, oh, look at that. So I'm just going to change that to a D. I'm going to change that to an O. This is working better than I thought. Well done. So same thing, I can change those up. So once I have created the sticker and I'm happy with it, now what I'm going to do is I need to be able to use this somewhere else. Okay, I want to be able to put it into another slide presentation that a student has done, maybe a Google Doc that they have put together. And unfortunately, the way it is, I can't use it. But what I am going to do is I'm going to download this. So basically, I'm going to take a picture of it and make it into an image. If I need to change this at all, I'm going to have to re-download this. So any changes that I make each time, I've got to fix that. So how do I do this? I go File, Download as either a JPEG or a PNG. I quite often do it as a PNG. So I'm going to select that, and you'll notice that it's going to pop up my drive. I need to make sure. So I'm going to call this Well Done Sticker. And I actually have yeah, maybe I don't. So I like to save it on my desktop. I know we always tell you don't save stuff on your desktop, but really this is just a place where I'm kind of holding it. I am going to put it somewhere else. I could also upload this into my Google Drive, and maybe I will create a digital stickers folder where I'm just going to stick all of the stickers in that I make. So I'm going to hit save, and then it saves down into my desktop, which then I can drag over to my Google Drive. So you can see here, I have a Bitmojis folder and badges. So maybe I'm just going to take that sticker and drag it into here. And you'll notice then it becomes an image. Do you see that image at the front that I am able to use in other things? So what does that mean? Well, it means that if I go to this original one, I could take that sticker and I could put it right here. And do you notice that's why we made it transparent? If we had not made it transparent, I would have had a white box around that, which is croppable by using the mask image and doing that. But let me show you. This is what that would have looked like had I not done it transparent. And then this one. So there's lots of different ways that you can use this. Remember that every sticker that you create, you do need to download separately. So even though I have all of these stickers created, each one of these I am going to need to download as a PNG separately and rename them differently. So have some fun with that. I want to show you another trick that I found out from somebody else. And I really think that this is going to change how we do our stickers. When I go into my Bitmoji and I go search at the top, I can actually put the words here that I want. So if I want to say, hello, Leah, with an exclamation mark, what it does is it chooses some Bitmoji pictures and puts hello, Leah in there. So if you're doing fantastic reading or something, it will do that. Now, these maybe are not the best pictures that I want. And so that's an easy one. I'm just going to select that writing. I'm going to copy it. And now I'm going to delete. I'm going to put it back in, and it changes my pictures. So if I look at this and go, still nothing. I don't like any of those. I can, and it usually gives you 10 or 11 different images that you can use. I might like this one. And so then I can just drag that into there. And the nice part is then I can just change that, mask that to be a circle, and still has everything in there. I'm just going to delete this one and stick that one in there. And look at that. I even haven't had to do any letters, and I have my sticker finished and ready to roll. So that's my expert tip about using Bitmojis that I think is super cool. So I've showed you now how to download. The instructions are there. How about a Bitmoji Classroom? Have you checked those out? Those are a lot of fun. They allow you to create a background by using your background image search to find, an empty room. And then you're able to drag your Bitmojis in there and add them. You can also add links to your Bitmoji Classroom. So on this one, I added a square shape that I made completely transparent. And then I use this linking insert link to link to the EdTech webpage. And so when I click on it here, it just does this. But if I hit present, then you are able to see that as I scroll over it, it turns into a hand, which we teach everybody that, when you see the hand, that it's a link that will take you somewhere. So that's a really great feature. And then, of course, you can just find positions for your Bitmoji and stick them on things. In my very first slide here, I just found a sitting me, and then I added a chair and just resized it so it looked like I was sitting in that chair. And you're able to do all kinds of stuff with that, creating your Bitmoji classroom. As I said, there is a link to get to this as well, so you can peruse this on your own time. You can also see that there are some active Bitmojis in there, and that's called a Bitmoji GIF. I am not going to go through the steps to do it. However, I did include the video that I watched and learned from and practiced in order to create my GIF Bitmojis. What I'm working on right now is trying to figure out if I add a GIF into a sticker. I want to figure out how to download this so that we would be able to insert that in somebody else's work. My very last tip for using Bitmojis and stickers is that if you use Google Keep, you are able to open Google Keep up on the side. And I think I'm just going to go to this slide here. And what that does is I would have to open Google Keep in order to do this. But in each Google Keep, I can upload an image. So I could drag this well done sticker right into a new Google Keep. And then once it's there, I can just open it on the sidebar here and just grab that and drag it over. And then I've got my sticker on the kids' work, tickety-boo, and it works just awesome. So I know there's a lot of information here. Hopefully this has gotten you started on the road to making digital stickers. And you don't have to obviously use Bitmojis. These ideas were I first discovered from Stephanie Filardo, and her information is here on the bottom. And she has created all kinds of doc stickers just without Bitmojis. So get creative, have fun, and thanks for watching today.